Alright, Shalom. I want to give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Special salutations to brothers that are sincerely teaching this word. I just want to do this video, man, real quick. Try not to make it long, but you know, when you're dealing with the Shield Squad, they give you so much material, man. It's hard to pick and choose which one you're going to use and which one you're not. But you know, these guys have reached an all-time low. Alright, these guys just went ahead and reached out to to an atheist to help condemn another Christian, and it's unbelievable, man, what these guys will stoop to, man. At first, you know, they let G-Man in the camp because they don't care how stupid you act. They wanted anybody who was down to go against the Israelites. Now they kicked this guy out and they're using his arch enemy. They don't just use any old atheist. They use the guy that this guy has big problems with. And you know, the rest of these Shield Squad guys, they don't care about nothing but the Israelites, and maybe every now and then they'll talk about a Muslim. But G-Man actually will get out there and go head to head with the atheists. So he's not all about attacking the Israelites all day. You know what I'm saying? But let's take a look at this guy, Faithful to Satan, man. This guy is one of the coldest snakes on the internet, man. Let's just get into it.
Anybody who wants, go to Dragnut's channel. There's a guy named
So with this, I did a lot of chopping up because, you know, it was 2 hours. I didn't have time for all of it, so I just chopped up some funny parts. So right here, what's going on is this is G-Man's page when he was saying he's calling out the soldiers of God, and you know, he's doing the same thing that he's been doing, you know, for years, cutting people off, not letting people talk. But it was all good when he was with the Shield Squad. They had no problem with that, sending this guy off to people doing that, you know. And now he's doing it back to them. So what's happening is he's cutting these guys off, and Faithful's trying to get his little words off. But what he's saying is, everybody go to Dragnut's page. Dragnut is the atheist that he knows that G-Man doesn't like. So he's purposely saying that to him to get a rise out of him while he's trying to play this game like he's just this loving, nice Christian. This dude's a snake, man.
D-R-A-G-U-A-C-T Silvas. That's S-Y-L-A-S. Now he's a...
I got a rule on my channel. You're not allowed to mention that particular atheism.
No, I can't mention that individual.
Not mention that.
Why not?
Listen, hypocrite. Listen, hypocrite.
Listen, hypocrite. Listen, hypocrite.
You're a Christian, right? So be respectful. Stop mentioning that man's channel on my channel.
So as you can see, he knows that G-Man got a problem with that guy. You know what I'm saying? He knows that off top. So that's the reason why he said his name. There's millions of people you can go and get to talk about G-Man. Everybody knows what type of idiot this dude is. This ain't nothing new, alright?
And everybody knows why I'm not talking about it. Actually, you don't care because, you know, you don't love your neighbor the way you love yourself.
Oh, yeah, right.
Give me your false accusations. I'll destroy you in a minute. Again.
Okay, so it's getting ready to switch in a minute here, you know, because I skipped up. And G-Man tells this guy, listen, man, why don't you tell everybody why don't you let everybody know why everybody left the soldiers of God? If you don't do it, I will. And Faithful to Satan gets mad. He gets mad as hell. Watch what he do.
Tell everybody why we left. Just do it. It's not difficult, because if you don't, I will.
I was not. I'm going to expose you.
Now I'm going to expose you.
On my channel. Everybody check out my channel. I'm going to expose the truth right there. This man is a deceiver.
So he said this man is a deceiver. So what's another word for deceiver? Devil. He just tried to be nice about it. So he just said G-Man's a devil. So these guys had a devil in their camp by his own admittance. And we already knew that, but it was fine when he was running around being the devil to everybody else. Now it's time to expose him. You guys are snakes, man. So let's go.
Alright, you know, so without further ado.
So now what it is, I fast forwarded because I went over to his, because Faithful, what he did is he decided, he got mad and said, okay, I'm out of here, I'm exposing you. And he went and did his own chat. So, or his own, whatever it's called, his own group. So when you go to his own group, this is what he was saying.
You know, I'm going to just go and kick right into things. So we have a special guest here with us tonight. Now, before we say anything, I just want to let it be known, our special guest is not a Christian, but he is somebody who has had the same experiences with G-Man in the past. So I want to introduce Dragnut Silvas to the...
So this dude ran to an atheist so that the atheist could come on his page and talk about the dude who used to be in his camp. And he's talking about who's a Christian, who's not a Christian.
Audience out there, Dragnut, you can go ahead and unmute and say what's up to everybody.
What's going on, folks? Yeah, it is kind of odd to have an atheist here. You know, you might be asking yourself, well, how can I weigh in on a Christian matter? And interesting perspective, and I expect people to be apprehensive, and you should be, especially if you are a believer, and take what I say with a grain of salt. Matter of fact, a pound of salt. But the things that I'm going to say, the things that I'll direct you to, can be used as evidence to come to your own conclusions. And I hope that now that kind of folks see this pattern of what's happening, you'll realize that it doesn't matter who G-Man comes in contact with. It really is him at the end of the day.
So it really is him at the end of the day. I guess we really needed to hear this dude say that for us to understand that. Who in their right mind can't watch what G-Man do and see this dude's out of his damn mind? We don't need an atheist to come on here and tell us that. And you know that we don't need no atheist to tell us that. You're just doing this to make this guy mad while you're acting like you love your brother the way you love yourself, or you're doing all this out of love. No, you're doing this because you're mad. You're a demon, man. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 53 and verse 1. It says, the fool has said in his heart, there is no God. It says, corrupt are they, and have done abominable iniquity. There is none that doeth good. Point being, it says, the fool said in his heart that there is no God. So you go to get somebody who the Bible's calling a fool to help you come condemn somebody who's one of your own. You know what I'm saying? This dude must be out of his mind. Hold up. This is Psalms 92. All right, 92 and 4. It says, for thou, Lord, hast made me glad through thy work. I will triumph in the work of thy hands. Everything that the Lord does, you know what I'm saying? The sun, the moon, the stars, those are all the work of the Lord's hands. It says, O Lord, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. And we know that the Lord's thoughts are real deep. I mean, they got scientists out here every single day trying to figure out things that the Lord already understood, all right? Everything that we see around us, we know how deep the Lord's thought is. It says, a brutish man knoweth not, neither do a fool understand this. The scripture just said that the fool says in his heart there is no God. So the scripture is saying that this guy you got doesn't even understand this right here. But yet you're going to get this dude basically so that you can make this dude mad who's in your camp. Because you've had enough. You're mad now. But you get to act like you're doing all this out of love. You're just a nice, loving Christian. You're such a snake. It's not even funny, man. We see through all that, Mike. We see through all that.
That's right. Well, Drag, I really want you to kind of give everybody a little bit of an insight into who G-Man is, because if they hear from us, they're going to assume that we're being biased.
So that's why you're doing this, because everybody's looking at it biased. You're going to get this dude's arch enemy, an atheist, so that nobody thinks you're biased when you talk about him. This is the mighty Mike P. the Great. Faithful to Satan the Great Christian.
Being that you are somebody who obviously is not a Christian, and you're not a Hebrew Israelite, can you kind of give some insight for people out there into who G-Man is, the sort of antics that he does, your own experiences with G-Man?
Who cares? Who cares what the experiences are with G-Man? Everybody knows what it is with this dude. Now check this out. This video was done 4 months ago. This is when G-Man went up to GMS. Alright, these guys try to talk. If you go watch the video, these guys were trying to talk to him the whole time, trying to break stuff down to him. This idiot wouldn't listen. These guys were telling him this guy don't listen to nobody. But years before this ain't nothing new. But this was just 4 months ago. This dude don't listen. And he was a member of the Shield Squad at this time. This is Vocab Malone and Mike Perea's. This is their fruit that they're sending out in the street. This devil, all right, that he said is a devil. But I got a question for you guys. I want to know if you guys feel like Elder Gabar is a prophet. Because listen to what Elder Gabar says right here. You hear him? That's him in the background saying, I'm on my job, man. This dude got Gabar mad over here. You know what I'm saying? Because the nigga's a weirdo, man. Watch this. He said, you're all fidgety? He said, look at this guy. This guy got demons on him, man. So Elder Gabar is looking at this dude, and he's like, man, this dude got demons on him. You know what I'm saying? That was 4 months ago while he was in your guys' camp. So listen to what LaRon says here.
G-Man, I'm not playing with you, bro. I'm not, listen, when you call me, you better come correct, bro. I'm not going to sympathize with you or nothing. I'm going to try to cast that demon out of you.
So you're going to try to cast that demon out of him now. So now you're admitting there's a demon on him. So was Elder Gabar a prophet? Because he told you that 4 months ago while he was looking at this dude, telling me this dude's all fidgety, you got demons on you. Now you're talking about you're going to cast the demon out of him. How come you didn't know it 4 months ago? You know what I'm saying? And by you guys' own admittance, you guys have a devil with a demon in your camp. And now you went and got somebody who the Lord said is a fool to condemn the devil with the demon in your camp. You niggas is off, man.
And, Drag, I really wanted you to kind of share some insight into this, because even though you are not a Christian,
Listen to this dude.
you have interacted with
Even
other
though you
Christians,
are not a
and
Christian,
G-Man
this dude is a
doesn't just
suck
do
butt.
this with
He gonna go to his...
He does this with Christians, right? So can you kind of go a little bit into that and let the audience out there know? Because I want everybody to hear this from somebody who is not in either of our communities.
You see, this guy's lying. He's acting... See, this is just a snake. His whole reason for doing this is so that somebody who's not in either our communities can... No, you're doing this because you know this dude don't like this dude, man. You know the type of problems that this dude got. Snake, you're not fooling nobody, man.
Exact same experience with Jesus. And so, Drag, I want to say this right now. He's never apologized to you.
Okay, now here's where he puts on... Here's when he puts on his Joel Osteen, man. This is when he goes Creflo Dollar on these guys and tries to act like I love him. These guys act like because you run around and say, hey, brother, I'm sorry, brother, that means you love somebody. You're not fooling nobody with that, man. You guys are a bunch of clowns.
I apologize to you. Even though you and I clearly have differences in terms of our belief, or this, or lack thereof, in God. I clearly believe in God, you don't believe in God. I still want to apologize to you on behalf of him.
I want to apologize to you on behalf of him.
For the behavior that he has shown you, and I want to apologize to Hogtie Champ and all the other people who are non-believers in the atheist side of the, G plus community. I would like to apologize to each and every one of you.
I like to apologize to each and every one of you. Now listen to this lie. Listen how he wants to pour it on thick.
On behalf of G-Man, because we were blinded by his sort of behavior, and that kind of led us to do similar things.
So they did similar things like G-Man did because they were blinded by G-Man's behavior. The almighty Mike Perea, you were blinded by this dude, by G-Man? His behavior blinded you? Man, quit lying, dude.
I definitely wanted to apologize, man. When you had that debate...
Now listen, Mike's pissed. Listen to this.
And we told you to prepare. Me and G-Con told you he's going to use the Daniel argument, he's going to use the Nebuchadnezzar argument, he's going to do this. You didn't listen to us. You said, I don't need any of that. I'm just going to use his Bible, and you weren't even using the Bible right. And that dude ended up...
You ain't even using the Bible right. This dude acts like he uses the Bible right.
Cutting you up in that whole debate that you had, that debacle. What ended up happening? I rebuked you when we were in private, and then I told you should have prepared.
You told him that he should have prepared. You said it was a debacle. Tell me this. Was this a debacle right here? Did you tell these guys that they should have prepared? You're acting like whatever G-Man went and did ain't something that happens to you guys every time you guys step out, man. I'm trying to figure out, man. You sent two of your guys' goons, Brother Jay and K-Dub. Did they use the Bible right here? I mean, you guys act like this didn't happen. You guys went into this, got your heads chopped, and then walked out of there like nothing else happened. And this happens to you guys all the time. You know what I'm saying? But you guys act like it just didn't happen.
He doesn't know when he's coming back.
These guys are here trying to say that Yahweh Shai is Yahweh, or that Yahweh is Jesus. This is what these guys are saying.
Are you telling me he lied to the people? No, I believe he really knew. You said you're saying he laid it aside like he knew, but he lied and told everybody he didn't know. That's actually not what I said. I affirmed that Jesus in his incarnation and his humanity was limited.
God isn't limited. So how could Jesus, if he's God, be limited? This is how confused these guys are over here. And these guys got the nerve to be talking about apologists. This guy, Vocab, talking about we've yet to run into the brick wall of Christian apologetics. Is this it?
Was limited. God is God limited in knowledge? No.
God's not limited in knowledge, but he just said Jesus was limited. But Jesus is God. Look at this guy's face. Just confused as hell.
But that doesn't... But Christ was limited in knowledge. Yeah, but that doesn't address his pre-incarnation state. I affirm that he was...
This guy just said God is not limited. But then he said Jesus is God. But he said Jesus was limited. So God made himself limited when he made himself Jesus. These guys is crazy.
He chose not to be all knowing during his incarnation.
Yes. He limited himself. Yes.
Jesus is God, right?
Yes.
Can God be tempted?
No, not believe. No.
He said Jesus is God. He just asked him if God could be tempted. He said yes, Jesus is God, and no, God cannot be tempted.
Was Jesus tempted with evil?
Yes, he was.
I mean, what the hell is going on here, man? You know what I'm saying? Mike Perea, did you prepare these guys for this? You know what I'm saying? How come are they using the Bible right? Did they do better than G-Man? I'm just trying to figure it out. You guys act like this don't happen to you guys every time you guys get this stuff happens to you guys. Just sweep it under the rug and then keep on running your mouth like you know something.
1:10 and 1.
Alright, Psalms 1:10 and 1. That Lord there,
Yahweh. The Lord said unto my Lord. Who is that Lord there?
that Lord there is referring to Christ because he's speaking in the spirit.
That's referring to Christ. Thank you. I'm sorry, King David is seeing this through his spirit. Why is he only calling the Father Yahweh and he's not calling Christ Yahweh? Why is there a distinction between these two lords in Psalms 1:10 and 1?
So that scripture does not negate Christ from being
Now you're getting ready to hear all the Christian jargon madness.
the second person of the Godhead. It's just further proving that the Father is the head of Christ. That's all it's showing. Well, actually it does because I thought that Father, Son, and Holy Ghost together were Yahweh.
Because that's what they're teaching. They're teaching that the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost together make Yahweh. All of them together are Yahweh. This is what's going on over there at the Shield Squad and the Soldiers of God. This is what they're over there teaching.
Here's the thing. Every time that the scriptures is referring to Christ, sometimes they call it, for example, in Genesis 1, when we see in the creation, the word there throughout Genesis 1 is Elohim every time. Alright? In Genesis 1, but we know that in the book of Jeremiah, he wasn't talking about angels, but he's talking about creating man in his image.
Listen to
because
this.
the scripture says that God laid the foundations of Yahweh laid the foundations of the earth. That's not my question. That's not my question. I need you to understand my question.
Madness.
Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, right, are Yahweh, correct? Yes, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit is referred to as Yahweh. Yes, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit is referred to as Yahweh. So is the Father by himself Yahweh? What do you mean by himself?
What do you mean?
It's one God. Like, just his personage alone is Yahweh?
He's confused himself.
It's one God. Two distinct persons. They three together are one God, correct? Right. So David is saying, the Lord, Yahweh, said unto my Lord, not Yahweh, sit down on the right hand till I make thy enemies my footstool. Meaning, the Father and the Son separate from each other, and it's only referring to the Father as Yahweh, not the Son. But I thought they were only Yahweh when they were together.
These guys are out of their mind. If Yahushua said he came to do the will of him that sent him, I mean, what does that mean? Does that mean that he sent himself? This is what. Do you see why we call these guys the confused council of Christian computer pastors, man? Because that's all these guys are—a bunch of computer pastors that come together to attack the Israelites, man. They don't believe the same thing. If you ask them a question and give them all a pen and tell them to write down their answers and no cheating, they'll all give you 5 different answers, man. These guys are retarded, man.
Are you telling me that Christ knows all things while he's in heaven right now?
Now look, this is what happens when you get beat up so much that you don't know what to do. Now look at K-Dub. He's sitting there with that dumbfounded look on his face. This guy's acting like he doesn't know what happened. This guy doesn't. Watch how he leaves Jay out there. Watch how he leaves Jay, the producer, out there to dry. Let me start it over.
Are you telling me that Christ knows all things while he's in heaven right now?
Y'all can hear us? Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. Then why ain't you say nothing? Because this guy, he's over there. He doesn't know what's going on, man. He didn't. G-Kun, them guys didn't prepare him for this. All right.
Okay, are you guys saying that Christ is all knowing while he's in heaven right now?
Christ is in his divine nature right now. So he's omniscient right now. Yeah, right now. Remember what he prayed in the garden before? Oh, is he
all know it right now. Let's not do all that. We ain't got time. Let's all know it right now. Okay. Right.
And and K-Dub just left him out there. Look at K-Dub. And what's so crazy is that this happened to him, and then they'll go right back home and go right back to the same stupid stuff. Still keep being arrogant, still keep talking shit. See that? So these guys don't know what's going on. They're over there saying all kinds of stuff. Instead of humbling down, they just keep acting an ass. And then you got this dude right here acting like super Christian, man. Acting like he's the God's gift to the Bible readers, man.
Credit, because you did open your platform up to us. But ultimately, G-Man, let me just say this, and I'll wrap it up. When you opened up your platform, it was for Christians to defend the truth against the falsehood being promoted by One West Hebrew Israelites like ISUPK, who promote nothing but falsehood in other groups.
So you see that? He said other falsehood and other groups. He said that these guys basically came together for one consent to go against the Hebrew Israelites, ISUPK, and other groups who do nothing but spill false doctrine. So you got things like atheism. Matter of fact, he has an atheist on here. The people who don't even believe there's a God at all. You got Satanism, people who are worshiping God's number one adversary. Freemasonry, we already know about the devil worship in there. We got people actually literally in Hollywood selling their soul to the devil, being tempted the same way that Yahushua was tempted in the wilderness by the devil for riches and fortunes and fame. We're seeing people sell their souls right now, right in front of our faces. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention all the satanic ritual abuse going on in Hollywood, the pedophilia going on in Hollywood. Hey, what about the pedophilia that's going on in the Christian church, in the Catholic church, with the popes and all them types of different things? Homosexuality, they made that legal. Pedophilia going on all over the place. Especially in Hollywood, where they got Pizzagate out there in Washington, D.C. You got bestiality. Hey, these guys just made it legal to go have sex with your dog in the backyard. You got robberies, murders, police brutalities, police shootings. The prisons overpopulated. The homelessness is at an all-time high. We got a crazy drug epidemic going on. All types of prescription pills. People's drinking lean. The rappers telling the kids that it's okay. Heroin's back on the streets again like it's the 60s. You got school shootings. They're trying to take people's guns away. They're poisoning the food. What was the name? Monsanto. Genetically modified organisms, chemical trails. But shit, what about the mark of the beast? You know what I'm saying? What about 666? Matter of fact, they got a 666, big 666 outside of CERN, where they're smashing atoms together at light speed trying to open up portals. You know what I'm saying? What about World War III, concentration camps, martial law, the Blue Beam Project, the HARP, all these different things, and these guys put a group together to go against the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense, you know what I'm saying? So all these different things going on in the world, all these different types of wickedness, and these guys only came together to come at us, all right? And it's crazy, man, because, these guys can only think to talk about us and act like they're servants of God or something, you know what I'm saying? Look at this is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. It says, "The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence." So I want you guys to tell me something, man. From all these dudes you see in the Shield Squad and the SOG, tell me when the last time, show me one video where these guys prophesied against any country, where they prophesied against any great kingdom. Show me them prophesying against war, of evil, and of pestilence. Do they do any of that ever? Is there any video of these guys ever prophesying the way the old prophets used to, the same way? And like I said, these guys are computer pastors. Ain't none of them about to go outside and teach because they're fearful and unbelieving, like the scriptures say. You know what I'm saying? Cowards, you know what I'm saying? This guy Mike Perea can sit in that computer and talk on that computer all day and hide his face, but all that knowledge he got, he will not take his ass outside for nothing. And just like he tries to bring up a G-Man later on about faith without works is dead. Yeah, exactly. The scripture says, "Show me your faith without thy works, and I'll show you my faith by my works." It don't matter what you tell these people, man. We're looking at what you're doing. The fact that you don't go out shows us what type of faith you got. You're not fooling none of us. You can fool all them dummies over there that the Lord wants to get fooled, but we know what the hell's going on. You don't do anything that Jesus used to do. Matter of fact, what I just said right here, did Jesus do this? Did he prophesy against many countries, against great kingdoms, of war, evil, and of pestilence? Let's see. This is Matthew 24. It says, "And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, And his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. Right there, he's prophesying against the country. All right. It says, and he sat upon the Mount of Olives. The disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, what shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Do you guys ever do that? Do you guys ever prophesy anything about the Lord's signs and the end of the world? Ever? Verse 4. It says, and Jesus said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. It says, For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Isn't this in the gospel? Do you guys ever talk about any of this right here? Or is it just, oh, love, hey, brother, I love you. Just that fake love talk that you be doing, man. Verse 6. It says, and you shall hear of wars. Didn't it say, prophet? Hold up, let's go back real quick. It says, many countries and great kingdoms. It says, of war. We just seen him prophesy against war, didn't we? It says, for you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. When do you guys ever talk about the wars and the rumors of wars that he was talking about right here? Since you're so led by the Spirit. When did you guys do this? Since you're so Christ-like. It says, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. It says, for nation shall rise against nation. When do I ever hear you guys ever say anything about that? It says kingdom against kingdom. Didn't it say that they prophesied against kingdoms and against many countries? Isn't that what he's doing right here? Against war, against evil and pestilence. It says, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Did these guys ever talk about that? Or did they just put a group together so they could go against the Hebrew Israelites? All these different things going on in the earth. And this is what vocab wants to go do right now. So all these different things going on in the earth. This guy's standing outside in the corner trying to sell people his book. And if you listen to what he's doing right here, this guy's over here trying to make a mockery. As much studying that he's done on the Israelites, they say this is the verse they use right here. Then he goes to Deuteronomy 28 and 68 in the ESV. He knows none of us are reading that. So what he's doing is also further deceiving this Israelite that he's sitting here talking to. Dude looks like an Israelite, you know what I'm saying? But it's just crazy. Like I said, all this stuff going on in the earth today, and this is what they feel like is the most important thing to do. None of the things that Jesus did, they don't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? The only person of them guys who I think goes outside is Jesus. Jesus is the Word. And, we know they're not teaching no truth anyway, so it's all in vain anyway, man. But it's crazy what we're dealing with, man. Just pure devils, man. And this is crazy, man, because this dude's over here talking about pray for those who despitefully use you. So yeah, G-Man should be praying for y'all, man, because you said out of your own mouth that you guys didn't even want him in your stuff. You guys didn't want him. You didn't think he was good, but he had a platform. So basically, you used him for his platform. You didn't even want him on your shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm gonna stop right here, man. I can keep on going, but I just think it's funny, man. You guys using atheists now to condemn one of your own. The confused council of Christian computer pastors. It's a damn shame. Shalom.
I got a crew. It's called the Shield Squad. That sounds pretty corny.